Welcome back in, everyone. Sorry about the delay, but we are here. Ancient, the first map picked by LYG. They start on the T side. Mongols kick things off on the defense. And immediately, it's a fast play towards A, and this looks pretty good. It's only Mzinho here with a smoke.
Yeah, there's no way they respect a smoke if he drops this. To go through now, but then it's going to burst on through, and he is full blind, but it doesn't matter. Still finds one. Dealt with immediately. Be a assured plant. Very fast and towards Donut comes Techno, spamming with the dual Berettas, not catching anything. They're spread out. This is the key fight. Senzu goes straight on past, doesn't know ZinGY's here, but it doesn't matter. Senzu, okay. It's an absolute slammer onto ZinGY. But it's never mind. What? How does he win that? He gets squished down. Oh my god, in a matter of moments, they're all dead. It's Husky in a 1v4, and it's not going to be.
Okay, fair enough. That's just Senzu things, and I guess that really just highlights the disparity of the firepower between these two teams. The fact that Senzu gets away with murder not once, but twice, you feel like he's dead to rights in both of those situations. And it just doesn't pan out. Really good initiative by LYG initially to get onto the bomb side, but the afterplant, they're just completely separate from each other. And it's so easy for the Mongols. Notice how they're all grouping up. They're maneuvering through Donut. They're coming through A main, but more importantly, they're together. They can trade. That is not the case for that T side, and that is completely why that afterplant falls apart. A good idea, but the execution's slightly flawed. It will mean they will force. Nades being dispensed over towards long. Hoping the Tech 9s. Actually, just not in play whatsoever. Tech 9s? I'm talking about Galils. No AKs. Hopefully with the long range they can get things going.
It's very future-proof for Mongols, though. Not a single MP9, right? 3 M4s and 2 FAMASs. Normally you'd expect if you bring out 3 M4s for the other 2 players to get MP9s so you can get, you know, the full belt utility.
Oh, that's rough. I was going to say, speaking of utility, it's very limited between both teams, which will give LYG an opening. That flashbang was set up for Soundwave. Unfortunately, it landed on him. I think he spotted a glimpse at Techno, which is why he's holding for this angle, but just can't adjust in time. Techno, yet again, it's the Mongols getting away with so much more than they should be.
Yeah, sleepy at the wheel. I wonder if... Well, we'll think about it in a second, because Techno is not done. He's pushing on forward, and they just don't seem aware of the possibility. Soundwave just died there. Thinking maybe just because the gush came through, or the dink, you know, the 5 HP that he's working with, that maybe they're going to back up. And everyone's getting crunched upon here. So many duels where it feels favorable for the T side, but it's not to be. And we've got Asax in a 1v4. Not going to happen. And no issue for the TheMongolz taking that round. And no issue for us, as we appear on screen for a moment, but we'll be getting back into that one.
Yeah, of course, like slight issue potentially on the server, but a very big issue for LYG. We've already seen, literally in that round, it felt like there were 4 fights in which they should have just won immediately, and it didn't happen. And you've got to be aware of these things. You've got to take your chances because they're actually getting a lot of space. The Mongols were quite respectful in the amount of they gave this team in towards mid. Speaking of mid, smoke's missed. Blitz just walks past it, disrespects it, because he knows this team is only equipped with Deagles. Nade goes in, deals with Soundwave. In fact, completely neutralizes him through the smoke. He's that heavy hitter we spoke about in the pre-game, already reduced to nothing. And ZinGY needs to hit this Deagle shot, but can't manage it against Senzu.
Yeah, it's good to see the Mongols locked in. HE kill, Blitz. Nice little 4K from him. That was always going to be how that round played out. More impressively, I think, was the second round and just how clean they were able to convert it, considering the buy that LYG brought into the mix. If you're not familiar with this team, they used to operate under FYR, I think is the core. It played in ESL Asia, the leagues last year. They've had a few reps with the different teams in the region, a lot of teams first in the region, and well, see if they can contest with Mongols. Again, Blitz looking to keep fighting. But it's Techno with the opener.
It's so clever the way that Mongols operate. It's just these little bait and switches. That time it came in from Blitz being aggressive over at ledge, and then Techno's lying in wait. The utility is a dangerous combination. Blitz is even going with the Deagle to help finish off the job with Mzinho in towards middle. All accesses are being completely locked off by this CT side, and Sanj can't even get a look in over at B ramp. Every single one of these fights being picked apart and dissected by the CT side. They're all completely isolated. And Haskia is completely left alone to his own devices. A double peek in from the Mongols. It is all too simple, but it's the fundamentals shining through.
Yeah, and I think this is where, if you're LYG, you can't just go for these kind of defaulty players on the T side, because Mongols is just going to be the better team in every single one of these engagements. So I think the way that you win is probably going to be a bit more execute heavy, maybe something a bit pacey with these Tech 9s. Maybe they can test out, get an idea of how these sites are being held. And it looks like A might be the decision. No, mid. We're going to get the double flashes coming out over the top, and it's perfect. This is exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, a lot faster. Mzinho with the spray. It's a bit labor, but he gets it done. The issue you've got is you're still running into this A anchor. 9-10. Now having support from Techno. There are kills that can be presented to LYG, but they just not got the weaponry to be able to deal with it. Fantastic headshot onto ZinGY, but Mzinho steps in from Donut. It feels completely claustrophobic, and that's because the Mongols are just there on the scene. You turn every single corner. You're going into a different AK. You're going into an M4. It's entirely overwhelming, but LYG, they know, as you mentioned, that pace change, the strength in numbers, that's what it's got to be. And I got to say, a really cool sticker design on that AK by Sanj.
Yeah, I want to take a look at that. I missed it, but yeah, I think the success they just found in terms of getting the space, that's going to have to tell them that it's a good play. 9-10, taking the AWP up towards ledge. Don't always see the AWP getting active in this position. Sometimes run boosted, but ooh, spotted. Doesn't matter. Soundwave loses that fight out, and 9-10, he's not budging.
You might need to get away now because Blitz has just recoiled a little bit away from the angle. So they are going to swap. Good spam by ZinGY over towards B. Techno just about dodging death. But this is a lot better. Despite losing the man advantage here for LYG, they've been able to get space. They're about to retake middle. They've got Jaguar control. This feels a lot more of a better round for them. And if they're patient, that might prevail. 9-10 just on this angle instead. He's not going to overextend. He's not going to push in. You can see that Blitz is holding utility. They haven't felt any pressure whatsoever, so they can hold on to these pieces just to disrupt.
Great reposition from 9-10, right? Just slotting in towards cave. It's a very good setup. 3 players here, ready for this B hit. Blitz is jiggling in towards middle, so they'll know if anyone comes that way, but this is just a straight up execute into the site. Flashbang going over the top, just unable to come through. Great peek from Sanj. 9-10 removed immediately, and they're getting spammed through the smoke. LYG are fighting a way in. Bruce is fantastic from ZinGY, and he's found a double off the back of it. Not even dismounting. The flames come through to disrupt further, and this is a collapse. It felt like finally they'd managed to breach into one of these bomb sites off that amazing kill from Sanj, but he's going to get run down and shot through the wall.
This is what I mean. It's just overwhelming pressure from the Mongols. The fact that they are running to default, spamming cave. You also got the support of the Tech 9s just actually running through the main entrance and taking the fight head on. No matter which angle you're in, you're just being destroyed. I really like the idea for ZinGY to remain on the boost. Because LYG, you can see the crosshairs and the attention. You're completely taking them away from the fights that are potentially about to come in. Even if it is disrupting with the molly, you've still got players that can run through short from the Mongols. You've got that flashbang support that is there. And you won't be able to adjust in time. 9-10, he's always in the spotlight when it comes to these action adventures. Immediately, it's going to be this A attack. LYG, they occupy this in the pistol, and that's a lot better. 9-10 overwhelmed. Soundwave gets the AWP.
That is a rare spot to see the AWP not at least get one. No. They're not giving them any room to breathe, but it doesn't matter. And Soundwave's hit one through the smoke. Another deagle shot is found success. AK's picked up. And a 2 versus 4. The Mongols, you feel like they're going to give this one a go. They've got the confidence, but another smoke lands in towards CT. No YG, and a strong post plant with ZinGY falling. Techno still wants to have a look in. Not being given any fights just yet. Loud about his movements around the spray onto one, but he's brought down low, and escape is not going to happen. ZinGY locks it down. And finally, they break through with a bit of pace.
Yeah, it's just very simple, isn't it? 9-10 up close, gets overwhelmed by the Deagle, and the Mongols try and go for a pop flash play. They try and get ahead of the utility before LYG are able to establish after plants in the first place. But it comes at their detriment. The pistol's up close. They're always going to have the jump on these players that are going to run through the smoke. And sure, there's a kill back and forth here or there, but overwhelming pressure's been applied. But also, that did feel like the Mongols were playing a little bit disrespectful, that they were just running at them thinking like they could just win all of these engagements. Look at the adjustment, the amount of utility that's being dispensed in towards B ledge. The fact that Techno's already got this control feels freeing for this CT side, and it means that Blitz feels very comfy just hanging around in the open in middle.
Maybe a little too comfortable. You know, he kind of... Oh, spam on Sanj. Techno. Gonna swing and finish the job. So he's found another though. 9-10 peers out of cave, and it was being held. Mongols going for some little ego peeks, some investigatory missions, and meeting their makers. LYG to break through pretty comfortably. Mzinho now has to be the one the clutch, but I don't think he can even really give this a look in.
Yeah, economy is not in the best state of affairs for him, so he'll probably just hold on to the M4. This is so much better out of LYG. We talked about safety in numbers, and this time it was through middle, but it was all off the contact of the AWP. ZinGY able to shine once he's got his primary weapon in his hands. Spoke about Blitz being too comfy in towards middle. It's 9-10, then overextending. It's also the case of Techno pushing through the smoke down at B. They're trying to catch and they're trying to disrupt LYG. But ultimately, if Mongols just stand their ground, they are better when it comes to these individual fights. They've got more experience when it comes to being able to deal with executes. Scrappy gunfights is exactly what LYG would want in this situation, and that is the way that Mongols would allow them to get back into this map.
Yeah, it feels like LYG's strategy right now is just to look for these overextensions, right? They're just pausing, waiting, because Mongols, every single time they have been aggressing somewhere on the map, you know, they're looking in towards Elbow, they're looking down B ramp, they're poking their heads out of Jaguar. So LYG are just sitting back at the choke points, seeing if that extension comes to them.
Again, another reaction is a lot more reserved. As we're talking about it, Mongols are implementing it. Techno doesn't go all the way into ledge. He just sits in Jaguar. Mzinho retreats a little bit from middle, now sits in Donut, has the support of Blitz, has the support of 9-10 on the AWP. This feels like a much more deliberate round for the Mongols, just to sit back, allow LYG the space. 9-10 will get the first contact here at A main shortly.
Yeah, he's not playing that close-up angle where he got deleted by the Deagle. In fact, he should be in a good position to play around the boxes, so we'll see how he can handle this execute that's about to come on through. He has supported Mzinho in towards the donut. That smoke could not have been better timed. T1's come on over, one towards Donut, one over towards CT, and 9-10 lines them up, almost the double, but he swings back around just to finish the job he started. Looking for the head, but Mzinho is the one that takes it, and this is looking a lot more controlled. No issues against this execute. Sanj, not much he can do. Hope that's not the AK that you were complimenting. That is,
no,
that is
not that one.
That is not a pretty AK. Blitz does drop, but they're going to be happy with that hold. 9-10 finding a triple and almost the collateral.
It's cool just seeing the changes that happen in the server based off of basically the aggression. Mongols go, okay, well, we're getting a little bit silly now. We're going to take a step back. We're going to reset. And it was just really easy. The flashbangs, they were slightly missing as well. LYG, they threw one that goes kind of into that pocket on the left-hand side. Over the other ones weren't quite connecting. Another one flashes all of the teammates, and as a result, Techno is able to clean up a couple. Now, he's blind himself, hoping to, somehow escape and find a kill on the USP because Soundwave runs out of bullets in his magazine. That looked to be pretty decent for LYG as they tried to advance up B. Instead, it's an absolute disaster.
Yeah, you kind of get it, right? Because he sees Techno's just fully blinded, jumping in the corner. He thinks, yeah, I can just spray through this. He's already low. We can just finish the job so easily. But if you just taken another step into the site, just a little bit further, just to line up the bullets, would have been a free kill. High pressure moment. Techno, I mean, I love him. He's just walked into the smoke. And he finishes the job. Beautiful double from Techno. Great hold. In fact, that's the ace from Techno. Yeah. He gets there for single kill. That's one way to hold down B.
That's why he walked in that smoke, right? He wanted to be the player to try to at least go and get the ace. He does manage it. I can't believe Techno gets an ace from the position that he was in. The fact that he is one bullet away from death. Soundwave runs out of bullets. Also, Techno is also out of ammo in the A1, so he has to swap to the USP. It's ridiculous. It's chaotic. But it's Counter-Strike. Blitz makes the jump. They're not ready for this. That was the hero rifle that was brought forward into the round for LYG. Immediately removed. Another one enters the feed. And suddenly it is all falling apart whilst there was 2 rounds in a row for LYG. The Mongols are about to add 9 to theirs.
Yeah, it feels like we're back to regular scheduled programming. They're getting a bit more into the flow of things, not letting LYG find these openers. Yeah, what are you going to do? At least the rifle is recovered.
Yeah. At least they've got the AK. To be fair, this is a one-on-one. Soundwave, if he does his due diligence, if he checks the corners in towards mids, then he would find another freebie. Instead, flashbang goes missing. Sanj hits the deck. At least Soundwave will find ZinGY. The issue is he's losing bodies. There's that hero AK. Okay, there's a conversation piece here.
That's a massive kill. 9-10, hearing the progression of Soundwave, but he can't silence him. And Blitz is dealt with as well, so they have found the way through. Mzinho in the clutch. Slowly walking through ledge. Has the kit. Flashbang in his hands. Finding where these players are relocated to is going to be difficult. He'd hoped to find one as he came up the ramp. Soundwave is going to reveal himself, so that's one kill coming through. Mzinho taps the bomb, and he thinks it's got to be Cave. It's got to be Cave, and Mzinho never has an issue in the clutch.
Sure, Mzinho is able to clutch that, but look, let's think about that for a second. That was a 2-on-5 that nearly came into fruition. They had the advantage right at the very end, and it's still not enough. Been critical of these afterplants from LYG, and once again it comes back to bite them. They are so spread. Obviously, you've got to take a look at all these angles, but just play together. You've planted so open. There doesn't need to be that player in towards Cave. If you're occupying short, you can also occupy long. You could double set up. There's so many ways you could approach that. But by being alone, by being separated, it allows the opportunity for Mzinho to have these one-on-ones.
Ooh, the Blitz goes for that jump every time. Found success when he's achieved it in the past. Techno gets the opener though. Now it's down towards Elbow, just fighting out from Cave, using that smoke to his advantage, and he's not done. Thinking you're not ready for that swing, Techno spraying at long range, almost gets another, but it's Mzinho stepping in, although he's only good for the one. Blitz is there for the immediate trade, and it just feels like where one goes, there is always another. Sanj, no Yasha for him. A 10-2 half for the Mongols.
wherever I go. It's when the morning glows, I cannot hide myself from you. It's when my feeling grows, I'm coming back to you. When I step out, when I step out, when I step out, when I step out of the light, I come into the light, I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? And hey, do you think I can stay? 'Cause I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? When I'm with you, I cannot sleep at night, 'cause in my mind there's only you. When I step out, when I step out, when I step out, when I step out of the light, I come into the light, I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? And hey, do you think I can stay? 'Cause I will be happy, happy, happy. How could I not be, not be, not be? When I'm with you, when I'm with you, speak to
Bar the Mongols getting a little bit silly and goofy for a couple of rounds, it has been them through and through. That's really reflected in the scoreline, to be honest. 10 rounds on the CT side. LYG have to forge a monumental comeback that all kicks off with the pistol. TS2 incredibly momentum-based, so if they're able to get this going, then there's a conversation piece potentially, but already, yet again, isolated are these players. They have to come back and they've got to retake.
Well, ZinGY's gonna get the opening kill. Asex wants to get ahead of the smoke. Now Techno is waiting for him to come out, spamming through, just looking for this player. They're hunting, but they can't quite find him. Eventually they will. 3 players swing on his position. They know that they need this control for the post plant. They don't have any space elsewhere. Blitz in the back of the site needs to come up good. There's a lot of players swinging on him, and he is overwhelmed. ZinGY, 2 quick back, and Mzinho. That's 2 kills in half a second, and it's enough for 11 on the board for Mongols.
Yeah, again, LYG just not ready for the amount of players that have gone in towards CT. They're expecting short because of the pushes through the smoke and the support that was trying to be offered up to the player that was stuck on site, but overlooked long. Ran out of bullets as well. You can see the players are looking on the floor for guns, and the Mongols, they will punish that every single step of the way. Another pistol locked in. And now with room to grow, look at the amount of AKs and Galils on this side. A full house for the Mongols going up against a much more weaker buy for LYG. There might be a fast A play. Mzinho straight through this A main smoke, gets rid of ZinGY, and now the Donut players can be here in support. San just hit some bangers of Deagle shots, so that means that, look, it's a 3-on-3. That's still entirely possible.
Oh, this flank through Donut's very quick. ZinGY's not going to be ready. Soundwave's ahead of it. Not aware that they could be that quickly in towards Donut, and now they can just swarm on the position. And AK recovered. No kits, they just need to fight on forward, and they fight straight into the bullets of Blitz and Techno. But Techno falling, Blitz, just a cheeky off angle. How do you get past this? MP9 swapped to the AK. But it needs to be quick. It needs to be perfect. And it's not going to be. He's bailed. He's not giving it a go. No time.
That's a decision.
Yeah, I feel like there was definitely enough to at least poke your head out, right?
If he poked his head out and he's able to get the kill, there's just enough time there to defuse the bomb. But I guess when you think about it, if he's looking at Donut, he's got to be wary of his close right, temple, CT, A main. He would also have assumed maybe Blitz would have just run away and tucked in a corner. So like, how do you clear all of those angles with the time? So he wants to hold on to the AK, but that's LYG playing for OT. They have to be perfect for 10 rounds in a row. The best they've been able to do is 2 rounds in a row. So it feels like a very big ask, especially when, yet again, you're playing with SMGs, you're playing with a Deagle. That one AK on Asex has to pop off.
I like TheMongolz. Just rush B. It makes sense. You know they're not going to have the weaponry to deal with this. You can just blitz into the side, the spray from long range, 1 HP left. He does have the bomb, so they're going to have to come back and escort him up. Two players limping. And the AK is still present. So great Molotov flushes Asex forward. Bomb planted. Further utility dispense. Oh, that is unlucky. And that is the end of LYG on Ancient Mongols, having no issues dispensing of them on their map pick.
That's really harsh for Asex. He's got the saved AK. He gets smoked off. He gets mollied, and then he moves to safety, and he gets mollied again. I mean, what more can you do? And to be honest, what more can you say about that Mongols performance? I expected them to be dominant. I expect them to be feeling.